Nathan in Louisiana, how are you? You're on with Hector and Matt.
So I'm agnostic, and it's because the Christian, all religions basically have not proven without a doubt that there's a God. That's one reason why I'm agnostic. Another reason why I'm agnostic is because the atheists, they have not proven that there is no God. Now, I understand that you do not need to prove it, that there is no God. I understand how all that works.
Well, clearly you don't.
Okay,
I mean,
so what I'm saying
clearly you don't. Because if you understood how it works, and that is this, here's a claim: some God exists. Theists accept that claim. Atheists do not accept that claim. Atheists are not necessarily asserting that no. Well, if you understand that, then are you a theist or an atheist? Because there's no other option.
There is an option.
No, there's not.
That says,
no, there's not.
Sure yet,
no, it doesn't. See, this is the thing that you don't understand. There is no other option, no other middle ground between I believe X and I do not believe X. Those are the only two options. It's just like,
okay, I understand what you're saying. You're saying that 1 + 1 has to equal 2, and there's no other way around. I get what you're saying.
No,
for my personal, I'm just trying to figure things out. That's all.
I understand you're just trying to figure things out. I'm trying to explain it to you because you come to me telling me you understand something, and then what you say demonstrates that you don't.
All right. Can we just move on from that for a second?
Because I don't care whether you call yourself an agnostic, a theist, or an atheist, or anything else. I would rather discuss whatever the point is. But if you want to start a discussion about the labels, which is what you did.
The point is that there's a such thing as called agnostic, right?
Yeah, there is a such thing. There's actually a couple such things that are called agnostics. There's Huxleyan agnosticism, which is slightly different from a generic agnosticism. But if we're going to be done with the labels, let's talk about whatever it is you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'm calling is because one of the major reasons why people are agnostic and have this questioning about it is because the evolution is the fact that we cannot figure out how humans came about. For example, you can't just throw screws in a dryer and have a huge machine come out of it in 100 years. You can't just have, you walk into the jungle and 1,000 years from now, you see a huge mansion out of nowhere. Things don't work that way. So
actually, they do work that way because there's a mansion here that didn't exist 1,000 years ago, right?
I don't know what mansion you're talking about.
There's a mansion down the street from me that definitely did not exist 1,000 years ago, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Does it have to be a mansion? I'm living in a house that did not exist 1,000 years ago, right?
It could be a house. It could be a shed. Okay.
Really? Okay. I live here. Stop, Nathan. I live here in a house. It didn't exist 1,000 years ago. That's how it happened.
Somebody built it. It was a human that built it. And what I'm saying is without human intervention, without human intervention, that house wouldn't have been created.
A house is not the universe. See, the difference between something that requires an agent to act and something that doesn't is entirely about, does this occur naturally? You don't need a creator for a tree. You do need a creator for a house, as far as we can tell, because we have no evidence that houses naturally occur, but all of the evidence shows that trees naturally occur.
I get that trees naturally occur. However, something had to create it. Okay.
No.
Something had to.
No.
Well, that's the problem there, because if you're gonna have the argument where something just appeared.
I didn't say it just appeared. The tree came from an acorn.
Well, how did it come about?
The tree came from an acorn, just like you came from sex.
And where did the acorn come from?
From the tree that was before it.
And this is what I'm trying to say. We can go into this circular all day long, okay?
It's not circular. It's linear. It begins with Big Bang cosmology and an expansion of the universe. and physics and chemistry that ultimately result in a planet forming around a particular sun. And at some point, because of physics and chemistry, there's an atmosphere on that planet and a set of situations that is conducive to the first self-replicating molecules. And then from there on,
get all that, okay?
No, you don't get all that, or you wouldn't be interrupting to show me that.
What I'm trying to say is that there has to be some sort of force that's using evolution to create things.
No.
Okay.
If like, you would example, stop.
Human is born, okay?
Nathan?
Human is born.
You're muted. If you would stop telling me what you understand, I could perhaps direct you to resources that could teach you what you don't understand. Okay? You're back.
Okay. Let's not put words in each other's mouths. I'm not here to do that. I'm trying to tell you I understand and I agree upon this evolution thing, okay? There's no doubt about it. Evolution is real. What I'm trying to say is that evolution is a tool, a mechanism that has been put in this creation by some type of force to create
No, sir. If you would stop pretending that you understand things and telling me how much you understand, I could explain what you don't understand. Evolution is not a tool. Evolution is a description of processes that occurred. Evolution is a change in allele frequencies over time. Evolution is the diversity of life because things that reproduce do so imperfectly. Evolution has nothing to do with the origin of life, which is something that we do not yet have a complete understanding of, or even an explanation for the origin of life. The origin of life is independent from the evolution of life. Do you get that?
I get all of that.
Then you said that there had to be something. Hang on, Nathan, hang on. You also said that something had to put evolution in to creation. First of all, it's not a creation until you demonstrate it's created. So let's stop calling it creation and just call it the universe. Second of all, you claimed that evolution had to be put here as a tool by some creator. That is absolutely the antithesis of what evolution actually is. Evolution is not a tool. It just describes what happened to life. That's it. There's no creator required. No creator required.
I disagree, and I'll give you an example why.
Well, congratulations, you disagree.
So you have, let's say you have two chimps, two apes. They have a baby. And you're saying that this baby just comes out human? Because that's basically what you're claiming. I mean, I've heard...
No, sir, it's not. No, sir,
Nathan. Exactly?
Now your ass is muted again. That's not what I claimed. That's not what science claims. I'm starting to get to the point where I don't believe that you are a sincere, honest individual and are instead trolling because you're coming up with mind-numbingly bad straw man versions of evolution just so that you can knock them down. Have you bothered to go and study?
This isn't some type of troll, man. This is why most of the people believe that there's a God, okay? And you're not.
Yes, because they are monumentally ignorant about science. No, most people believe there's a God because they are monumentally ignorant about the science, as you are, and yet they are convinced that they understand it, as you do, and they are wrong. Now, the question is, have you bothered to go out and actually look into the science? Because everything that you've said about what evolution is the opposite.
Pretty much my whole entire life, okay? I used to go door to door.
You've spent your whole entire life studying the science of evolution. You spent your whole entire life studying the science of evolution and you understand this little about it? What a waste of a life.
I wonder if this is whether this is an evidential issue or not. I mean, why does there have to be a creator? Why does there have to be a creator? Why would you say that?
Two chimps cannot just suddenly automatically create a human.
Agreed.
Okay,
literally
the baby human.
All of
the baby human that came out.
Now you're muted again.
Yeah.
I do not believe you have spent your entire life studying evolution. There's literally no evolutionary scientist on the planet who would ever utter the sentence that two chimps can't give birth to a human, because that's not what evolution says. You have not studied evolution your entire life. I'm not even convinced you've studied it for a moment, because you are coming up with a straw man of what evolution says.
No, dude, this isn't about straw man. Okay. It doesn't matter.
I'll tell you what,
the argument is about where humans come from.
Nathan,
the problem
Nathan,
is
pause.
that a human comes from something and has been evolved.
You're muted again. I'm going to take you off mute. And when I do, I would like for you to explain to me what a straw man is. What's a straw man, Nathan?
Look, I didn't call here to argue, okay? You seem
yes,
to
you
argue
fucking
with a
did.
lot of
What's a
people.
straw man, or I'm hanging up?
I'm not. Listen to me, man. Stop being rude.
Bye. If I say something's a straw man and you tell me it's not, and then you can't tell me what a straw man is, now I know you're not listening. Now I know you don't care about honest interlocutor. Now I know you are just saying no, no, no to everything that I say, which means we're not in a discussion, which means we are not having any sort of equitable conversation at all. It would be much better for you to acknowledge your ignorance and say, I don't know what you mean by straw man, at which point I would explain to it that when someone constructs a straw man, that is a particular logical fallacy where you construct a fictional version, a mock-up of somebody's argument that isn't quite right because it's so much easier to knock down and set fire to than the actual argument. That's what a straw man argument is. And if you just said that, we'd have been fine. But instead you came in to say you didn't call in to argue, which is clearly a lie because you were arguing.
Did you think he was really an agnostic trying to figure things out, or?
I do. But I think that moreover, he's convinced he has got it figured out, and that the theists are just, they go too far, and the atheists go too far too. I think that's where he is.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because it's hard to get an actual honest answer out of people.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm not sure if he was really trying to figure it out or not, and to get an answer to that or not.
Yeah.